Welcome to Simply Fishing, featuring world-class angling. Hosted by Bob Mehsikomer, 9-time world record holder. Simply Fishing is brought to you by Canadian Connection, your travel connection to quality fishing. Evinrude, the world's most refined engines, with new fixed ram injection. Odyssey, the pig family of lures for trophy fish. PINPOINT Positioning Systems, a Brunswick company leading the network fishing revolution. Pose and Wardens, makers of the Awaker and Giant Jackpot. Ranger Boats, still built one at a time so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Shimano, Calcutta reels and Compre rods. Fish the best. Fish Shimano. Strike King lures, now with the Magnum King for pike and muskie. TUF-LINE premium braided fishing line. To catch the big ones, you've got to get tough. Now, here's Simply Fishing with Bob Mehsikomer.
Oh, that looks like a good fish. Yeah, I'd say it looks like a good fish. Which side do you want it on, Bob?
This side, as if you have any control over that right now. Give her a little string. Don't worry about getting her to the boat so quick. Get the net ready. And I can see we may as well take the digital out. We're gonna start having some fun. Oh, that's a nice fish.
Okay, here we go.
Bring her head this way if you can.
Oh, can you appreciate the size of that fish?
That is gorgeous. Now what I'm gonna do, have you set your rod down?
Okay, I'm on preschool.
Yeah, just set your rod down.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep her head down in the water. Once you take this, just take this.
Okay.
I'll get the hooks out of her. We're all barbless. Okay, hang tight to her there for a second. That hooked her good. Yeah, she definitely hit this. What this is we're simulating actually the intestines, the inside of the fish, the bait fish, because they're a slasher. They come up, they hit their prey, they kill it or they numb it, then they come back and hit it again. These are actually bottom-feeding fish. They're not actually, you know, pursuing bait like this. A lot of times they just eat off the bottom. Okay, let's get this thing back over there. I'm gonna let you hold up your first fish. Folks, we're at Athabasca, Cliff and Stella Blackmer's. This is the very first fish in the boat. We haven't been out here 10 minutes. And Jeff's got a nice one. Let's get it up. We'll let him hold it for you. We'll get a picture. And folks, we're gonna show you yet more giant Lakers from Athabasca. I guarantee it. I got this puppy ready.
All righty. Yeah, it's well up into the 30s, I'd say. Should I get her back in?
Okay, yeah, let's set that puppy back in the water. Nice job, big guy. Very first fish.
Thank you.
Kind of just set her head down there and resuscitate her a little bit. Right on the edge. Gorgeous, aren't they?
Beautiful fish. I don't know if the camera can pick up the coloration on that fish, but it's got green and purples and yellows. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous fish.
Fish, we got fish at between 10 and 12 feet. There we go.
Feel any good?
It's not a shaker.
Not a shaker.
I'll keep an eye open for you here. She's coming at the boat or we're going back toward her, one or the other. I don't see anything behind you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh. God, they're just mammoth.
Anything with her?
I don't see anything.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Too long a cast, though. Too long a cast.
Oh. Well, I made a long cast on purpose because I didn't want to run out of line before she got a chance to see it. Want me to get a net on that for you?
Oh yeah. As soon as you're ready, I'll bring her over. Well, we'll try to bring her over.
She wasn't quite ready to give up.
No, she saw that net.
I'll hide it.
I'll hide that net, hide that net. Here she comes.
It doesn't fit.
That's a long fish. That's a pretty long fish. Now your last one had a bigger girth than this, but this is a long fish. They're like humans, their body profiles change. Oh, look at that leader. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me, do you use leaders? Here, let me hold this rod up, folks. Look at this one. Bear with me for a second. Now, this is a steel leader that we would use for musky fishing. Now, had I not had this leader on here, and had I been using monofilament line, which is, again, in my opinion, a mistake, this fish could have easily broken me off or bit me off. As you can see, the way they spin and twist, a monster fish like that destroys the leader. I'll tie a new leader on. I'm gonna get her back in the water. Okay. What do you want to do? Oh, this fish is, the heads are so huge.
I'm gonna get it back a little further.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh. Yeah.
You ready?
Yep. Okie dokie. It's going back. Don't. Oh. Oh. There she goes. Yes, indeed. Okie dokie. That fish was right 12, 14 foot of water. Absolutely magnificent. Folks, we got big fish going. I'm gonna go through some of the lures and stuff that we're using. In the meantime, get the net back put away. We're gonna make our trolling pass right back across where that fish was. And these fish group up. You could have a number of fish in one place at one time. 6, 8, 10 fish. That's how come we can get one to follow while we have a monster hooked up. Oh, I need a new leader. I need a bunch of stuff. Where's my glasses? All right, you ready? Get your rod?
Yep.
I'm gonna fire us up, take us right back out, get you on top of this. I need to replace my leader. Folks, like I showed you before now, these fish require leaders, there's no question of it. And when they're damaged like this, you want to get rid of it. Now we make our own leaders, so tonight in the cabin, we'll rebuild that leader. For the meantime, I'm gonna slap one on here. We got 13, 14 feet going off the edge right now, Jeff, so.
All right, perfect.
We're tying our leaders on with what's called a Palomar knot. It's a very simple knot to do. Fact is, double your line. You're going to run it through the leader eye, okay? As soon as it's doubled on, you can see the leader going back and forth on it. That's a double line there. You're going to make a circle just like you're going to tie a square knot. When I tie the square knot, I'm leaving my fingers in there. It gives me a loop. I'm bringing the leader back through the loop, and I simply cinch it down evenly. That's a Palomar knot, and once you've tied that and learn how to tie those, that's about the only knot you're ever going to need in fresh water anyway. You may go down south and salt water and do biminis and all that kind of stuff, but up here you don't need that. Okay, 15 feet 5, I'm dropping. I'm going to turn the boat a little bit. The lures we're pulling out here are pretty straightforward. For years we came out here developing ways to catch these fish. We actually found these fish probably, I guess, about 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago. And the lure that I actually fell in love with at that time was called a T60 flatfish, and that's what I've got in my hand right here. The T60 has got an incredibly wide action on it. The wobble is really wide, sends off a lot of sound, a lot of vibration in the water, and these fish are just like any other fish. You're using a lateral line to detect this, as well as their vision, and it really enhances that. Now you notice on the center hook, this one here actually got torn up on my last fish. I've got more down inside here. On the center hook, we're running some stingers or some attractors on the center hook. They're grubs. And the reason we're doing that is because these fish are actually slashers. When they come up and hit a bait, they actually hit at it before they hit it. I mean, actually hit it itself. Now I want these opposing, so let me do this for you so you understand what I'm talking about. When this is put together, I want the twister part going away from the hook. Okay, I don't want any conflict with that point. I don't want any conflict with the point and the trailer that I'm going to have on the back shank here. So let me put this on here real quick, get it back out in the water. I got Jeffrey over 35 foot of water right now. He's probably going to kill me. Just kind of visualize how it's going to go on. Put her on. And we're set to go. Now, the rod and reel that we're using is also very deliberate. The choice, the whole shooting match. The reason for that is you're dealing with big, big fish. We could potentially see fish out here well over 50 pounds. We've caught fish over 50 pounds out here. Combination rod that we're using, we've got a Shimano Calcutta, CT400. Now, because you're not casting this reel very much, a 300 series reel would work. For instance, in the Corsair, 400 obviously is the choice reel for us. All of these are totally applicable to what we're doing. They got quality drag systems, and you can see, I mean, this drag is really bared down. The reason for that is you don't want the drag to slip when you set the hook. These fish are very large, and there's a lot of inertia out there and a lot of resistance from that fish's body in the water column. But the CT400, the Calcutta, the Corsair, any one of those will work. We're matching it with a 6 foot heavy extra. This is actually an extra heavy action 6 foot Compre musky rod. And you might be sitting near your chair going, oh yeah, but I can do it with a 7.5 foot bucktail rod. And there's no question you can catch fish. But you're not going to boat the fish quite as quickly as we can with these rods. And you're not going to have the hook up. Now when I say that, when these rods load and bend, you'll watch as if we get lucky enough to get on some more fish, you'll watch the rods load, and the little pump you see on the rod, that's all the rod action you see. Now what that's doing for us is allowing us to stay in contact with the fish. The hooks are in their mouth, they're locked in good, and there's not a lot of forgiveness in the rod, so the fish can't shake that barbless hook. Every little move it makes is absorbed. The energy in the rod is so positive that it's absorbed throughout the entire system. If you had a lighter action rod, you may get a hook set, but as soon as they shake their head, that rod's going to become wimpy like a whip, and they're going to get rid of that hook more often than not. We've tried 7 foot rods, we've tried lighter action bucktail rods, and I'll be honest with you, they don't work as well. 6 foot extra heavy, 7 foot extra heavy, the crankbait, the cranking 8 rod, that might be a rod of choice as well. I have one in the boat. I plan on even trying it before we're out of here to make sure. There's one thing I can tell you about me when it comes to finding big fish and developing systems that catch them, I don't deviate very often. So if I've got a system that's working, I stay with it. So if you're coming to Athabasca, you're going to come up here and try to get these big lake trout, this is the equipment you need. Calcutta CT400, a Super Braid, Western Filament Tough, and a 50 or a 60, 65 pound test. That's where you want to be. Extra heavy action, Compre musky rod, and you're in the game.
Okay, fish, come on, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Oh, there we go.
There you go, huh?
It's lunchtime.
I'll turn us, pull us into neutral.
I think the fish will turn us. I wouldn't worry about that.
Think it's a good one again?
Can't really tell. It's kind of coming towards us.
Yeah.
No, I think this was a little. Oh no, this is a good fish.
Yeah, we got one right behind me.
Oh, right there at the boat. That thing struck that lure in 2 inches of water.
Oh.
You want to net these fish, Bob, or?
No, I'm gonna try to just get this one off quickly.
Okay, I think I can get this one.
A little whitewater. Yeah, that fish came up and absolutely inhaled it right there at the boat.
Okay, there you go.
Got yours?
Yep. There she goes.
Here goes this one. Nice little double, huh?
I love it.
Oh, that was cool.
I love it, I
What do
love
you
it.
say we have a sandwich and we'll get back to work, huh?
All right, tea.
Oh, it's a tank. Look at this. See it?
Yeah. I don't see anything. Nobody else home.
Pretty fish.
Oh, nice fish.
Pretty fish.
Look at that. Look at that. That one's really orange again, too.
Yeah.
She barely fits in there.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, slow down.
One, two.
Okay, hold that net. I'm gonna sit her back down. No, I'm gonna sit her in the net.
Oh. Actually, this one's really wide and deep, but it doesn't look that long when you picked it up.
Nice fish. That is a legitimate 40-pound fish. 48-inch Laker.
Yeah.
Hey, folks. We have thrown just about everything you can imagine out here today. We've got, 10 minutes till the plane's gonna pick us up. But we've pulled T60s out here. We've pulled just about every color combination you can imagine. And the reason Jeff and I did that was because trout change. They change their preferences literally hours. If the clouds come in, you gotta change. If the sky goes clear, you gotta change. And that's what we were doing. Went back to the sucker pattern, the same one that broke the world record for me, put that 48-inch half the basket trout in the boat. Jeff really hammered me today with some big fish, but as good Lord would have it, I put the biggest one in the boat at the end of the day. Hey folks, remember, practice CPR, catch, fold, and release. The future fishing is in your hands. That 48-inch Laker right there, about 40-pound class fish, quite frankly, about 80 years old. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Cliff and Stella Blackmere over at Athabasca over at Other Side River Lodge. I'd like to thank Jeff Rozinka, my guest on today's show. Jeff, you have a good time?
I had a great time. I can't wait to come back.
You whooped me though. You got a lot more than I did out here today.
It's just, luck.
Please remember, practice CPR. We'll see you folks next week for more Simply Fishing. Oh.
Simply Fishing would like to thank the following sponsors. Canadian Connection, your travel connection to quality fishing. Evinrude, the world's most refined engines with new fixed ram injection. Odyssey, the pig family of lures for trophy fish. Pinpoint Positioning Systems, a Brunswick company leading the network fishing revolution. Warden's Timber Tiger, the ultimate modern crankbait for shallow water. Ranger Boats, still build one at a time so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Shimano, Calcutta reels and Compre rods. Fish the best. Fish Shimano. Strike King Lures, now with the Magnum King for pike and muskie. TUF-LINE premium braided fishing line. To catch the big ones, you've got to get tough. Beckman nets. When your trophy's on the line, depend on Beckman. Peterson Tackle, maker of the Rattletail Inhaler bucktails and spinnerbaits. Up North, the official web provider for Simply Fishing and many outdoor activities. Please practice CPR, catch, photo, and release. The future of fishing depends on it. Reach us at Simply Fishing, Box 33, Hugo, Minnesota 55038, or on the web at simplyfishing.com.